Stable Diffusion is an advanced deep learning model that generates images from text descriptions. It's an exciting approach to text-to-image generation. Let's explore it in 3 parts. The Stable Diffusion architecture. How the U-Net works in Stable Diffusion. How cross-attention works in Stable Diffusion. Now let's break down how this architecture works step by step. The first, Variational Autoencoder, VAE. Let's start with the Variational Autoencoder, or VAE. The VAE is important because it handles image compression and decompression. It consists of 2 main parts. 1. Encoder. This part compresses the input image, typically a 512 by 512 pixel image, into a much smaller latent space representation. In this case, it reduces the image to just 64 × 64 pixels. Even though the image is much smaller in this latent space, it still retains the essential features and meaning of the image. This compression is essential for reducing the computational load, making the model much more efficient. 2. Decoder. After the image is compressed, the decoder reconstructs it from this latent representation back into the original pixel space, 512 × 512 pixels. This helps generate the final image that you see. The second, U-Net. The heart of Stable Diffusion is the U-Net architecture, which is responsible for the actual image generation. Originally designed for image segmentation, U-Net is highly effective for tasks like this because it can learn to denoise images in the diffusion process. 1. Encoder-decoder structure. The U-Net has 2 parts, the encoder, which compresses information, and the decoder, which reconstructs the image. The model works in the latent space to make the process faster and more memory efficient. 2. Skip connections. These connections allow the encoder and decoder to share information, which helps preserve the fine details of the image during reconstruction. 3. Conditioning. To ensure the generated image matches the text prompt, U-Net uses cross-attention layers. These layers help the model focus on the relevant parts of the input text, guiding the image generation. The third, text encoder, clip, or transformer-based models. A text encoder converts the input text prompt into a feature vector that helps guide the image generation. In Stable Diffusion, this is usually done using models like clip, contrastive language image pre-training, or transformer-based models. Clip is trained to understand the relationship between text and images. It translates the text into a feature space that informs the image generation process. The fourth, diffusion process. Stable Diffusion uses a process called latent diffusion to generate images. Here's how it works. 1. Forward diffusion. First, noise is applied to the image in a series of steps. The image starts off looking like random noise, and over time, more noise is added. This helps the model learn how to reverse this process. 2. Reverse diffusion. The reverse process is where the magic happens. The model starts with random noise and over several steps, removes the noise, gradually reconstructing the image. This denoising process takes anywhere from 20 to 50 steps, depending on the settings. Each step refines the image, making it clearer and more detailed. The fifth, cross-attention mechanism. A key feature of Stable Diffusion is the cross-attention mechanism, which helps guide the image generation based on the text prompt. The cross-attention mechanism integrates the text embedding directly into the U-Net's denoising process. This means that the model uses the semantic meaning of the text to guide the creation of the image. This allows the model to better understand and incorporate the details of the text prompt, ensuring the image matches what's described. The sixth, latent space operation. Unlike traditional diffusion models, Stable Diffusion operates in latent space. This means that the image generation happens in a much smaller, compressed space, which speeds up the process and reduces the computational resources required. For latent representation, the images are first mapped into the latent space by the VAE, and then diffusion happens in this space, which is much more efficient. The seventh, guidance mechanism, classifier-free guidance. Stable Diffusion also uses classifier-free guidance to help the model stay aligned with the text description during the generation process. For guidance. By incorporating the text prompt directly into the denoising process, the model ensures that the final image is closely aligned with the description. This improves the quality and relevance of the generated images, especially when the prompt is very specific. In summary, Stable Diffusion's architecture is built around main components: the VAE, UNet, and text encoder. The VAE compresses and reconstructs the image. The UNet iteratively refines it by removing noise, and the text encoder ensures that the generated image is aligned with the text prompt. By operating in latent space, the model is able to generate high-quality images quickly and efficiently. It's this combination of smart design and innovative techniques that makes Stable Diffusion so powerful for text-guided image generation. Now, let's walk through how the UNet works in Stable Diffusion, particularly focusing on its role in the reverse diffusion process and how it contributes to noise prediction and subtraction to generate images from random noise. The first, the reverse diffusion process. Let's set the stage by understanding the two key stages in diffusion. 1. Forward diffusion. Noising. We start with a clean image, and then Gaussian noise is gradually added to it over several steps. As more noise is added, the image becomes more random and loses its structure. This is the noising part of the process, and the model learns how to reverse this process. 2. Reverse diffusion, denoising. This is where the magic happens. Starting with random noise, the model works to denoise the image over several steps. The goal is to progressively remove the noise, refining the image step by step. This process is what leads to the generation of a clean image, and UNet plays a vital role in predicting and subtracting the noise at each step. The second, role of UNet in reverse diffusion. In the reverse diffusion process, UNet is responsible for denoising the image. Here's how it works. For input to UNet. At each step of the reverse diffusion, the UNet receives 1. A noisy image. This is the version of the image at the current step of the reverse diffusion process. It's still noisy, but gradually becoming clearer. 2. Conditioning information, the text prompt. This is the guidance from the text description, encoded into a numerical form, a vector, by the text encoder. This conditioning helps steer the image generation process to match the given text. 3. Step information, T. This indicates the current step in the process, which helps the model understand how much noise should still be present and how close the image is to the final output. For output from UNet. The UNet outputs a noise prediction. It predicts what noise was added at this specific step in the forward diffusion. This noise prediction is used to subtract the noise, refining the image. 1. Noise prediction. The UNet estimates how much of the image is noise at the current step, using both the noisy image and the conditioning text prompt. 2. Subtraction. Once the noise is predicted, it's subtracted from the noisy image to reduce the noise and bring the image closer to the final clean result. The third, how UNet uses skip connections and attention. The UNet uses a couple of architectural features to make the denoising process efficient and effective. 1. Skip connections. These are connections between layers in the encoder and the decoder part of the UNet. The encoder captures context from the image, while the decoder reconstructs the image. The skip connections help preserve fine details during this process, ensuring that nothing important gets lost as the image is transformed from noisy to clean. 2. Attention. Mechanism. The attention mechanism, particularly cross-attention, allows the model to focus on relevant parts of the image based on the input text. This helps the UNet pay attention to the right features in the image, aligning the final result with the description provided in the text prompt. 3. Multi-scale processing. The UNet works on multiple scales, meaning it processes the image at different resolutions. This multi-scale approach allows the UNet to handle both fine details, like textures, and global context, like shapes or structures, effectively. The fourth, the step-by-step denoising process. Let's break down how the denoising happens, step by step. 1. Start with noise. The process begins with random noise, latent noise. The goal is to reverse the noising process and bring the image closer to something clean. 2. Pass through the U-net. The noisy image is passed through the U-net. At each step, the U-net predicts what noise was added during the forward diffusion process, based on the current noisy image and the text prompt. 3. Noise subtraction. Once the noise is predicted, it's subtracted from the noisy image, reducing the noise and getting the image closer to a clean version. This is how the U-net progressively refines the image. 4. Iterative process. This process repeats for many steps, usually 20 to 50. Each time, the image becomes less noisy, more structured, and more closely aligned with the input text. The 5th, classifier-free guidance. When we talk about classifier-free guidance, the U-net plays an even more important role. In this process, the U-net uses both the noisy image and the guidance signal from the text encoder to steer the generation process. Essentially, the U-net adjusts its noise predictions based on the text, ensuring the final image better matches the description in the text prompt. This form of guidance gives the model more control over the output, leading to images that are more faithful to the provided prompt. In summary, the U-net in Stable Diffusion plays a critical role in generating high-quality images by performing noise prediction and subtraction. Now let's explore how cross-attention works in Stable Diffusion and why it's so important for generating images that accurately reflect the text prompt. Cross-attention allows the model to blend image and text information, ensuring that the final output aligns with the description in the input text. The first, mechanism of cross-attention. In Stable Diffusion, the cross-attention layer is responsible for fusing information from two different sources. 1. Image features, query. The query comes from the noisy latent image's spatial features. These are the current noisy representations of the image at each denoising step. 2. Text embeddings, keys and values. The keys and values are derived from the text embeddings, which represent the input text prompt. These embeddings provide the textual context that the model uses to guide the image generation. The formula for how the cross-attention works is, in this equation, Q is the query, from the image. K is the key, from the text. V is the value, also from the text. D is the dimension of the key vectors. This formula describes how the model calculates how much attention each part of the image should give to the text, based on the spatial and semantic features. The second, semantic alignment. Cross-attention enables the model to align the text and image in a meaningful way. 1. Locate and align tokens. It helps the model identify where specific parts of the text, like sunset or mountain, should appear in the image. The cross-attention mechanism helps map the tokens from the text to the correct spatial features in the image. 2. Guide image generation. The attention map created by the model tells it how much weight to give to each token in relation to specific features in the image. For example, the word blue might affect the color of the sky, while mountain could influence the shape of the landscape. The third, multi-scale processing. Cross-attention doesn't just happen at one level of the image. It is applied at multiple scales. 1. Feature refinement. As the model generates the image, the cross-attention map helps refine the image features by incorporating textual information. This ensures that the image becomes more aligned with the input prompt as it's being generated. 2. Multi-scale alignment. The model applies cross-attention at different resolutions or scales, which allows it to fine-tune the image in both local, small details, and global, overall structure, contexts. This multi-scale alignment is key to creating images that are accurate both in terms of broad features and fine details. The fourth, temporal behavior of cross-attention. Recent studies have shown some interesting patterns in how cross-attention behaves during the image generation process. 1. Convergence. After a few inference steps, the cross-attention mechanism tends to converge to a fixed point. This means that after several iterations, the alignment between text and image becomes more stable, and the model's understanding of how the text maps to the image solidifies. 2. Two-stage process. For the semantics planning stage. In the early steps of generation, cross-attention helps the model plan how to visually represent the semantics of the text, essentially figuring out what the image should look like based on the prompt. 3. Fidelity improving stage. In later steps, the model uses the previously planned semantics to refine the image, improving its visual fidelity and aligning it more closely with the text. The 5th. Impact on image quality and text-image alignment. The strength of the cross-attention mechanism has a direct effect on the quality of the generated image and how well it matches the input text. 1. Image quality. When the model uses a more sophisticated text encoder and cross-attention mechanism, the quality of the generated image improves. The image is more accurate, detailed, and visually aligned with the text description. 2. Text-image alignment. Cross-attention ensures better alignment between the image and the text prompt, especially when the prompt involves high-level concepts like object count, compound descriptions, or relationships between different elements in the image. For example, if the prompt is a cat sitting on a sofa next to a window, cross-attention helps make sure the cat is placed correctly, and the sofa and window appear as described. In summary, cross-attention is key to enabling Stable Diffusion to generate images that are semantically aligned with the input text, producing high-quality, coherent, and detailed images based on the given prompt.